No.
I'm not making this
No.
up.
This is
No,
not going on my list. I'm not doing it. I refuse to add this to my list. I am never going to watch this show. This is horrendous. This is going to
Nick,
get canceled.
I need you to
They're
watch this show.
canceling. No, they're canceling this after this season.
Hello and welcome to May the Review Be With You with Nick and Joe. I'm Joe.
And I'm Nick.
And today on May the Review Be With You, we are playing our game, Add It To Your List. It's a game in which Nick and I try to persuade the other to add that show or movie to their watch list. We've all been here. We've all played this game unknowingly when you're at the bar and you're trying to make small talk, and this person that you really don't want to be talking to starts telling you you have to watch this show, and you very politely say, yeah, I'm gonna, and then you just never do it. I'm proud to say that I think we've only done that a couple times on this game, but I think last time we both actually saw each other's picks, right?
No, I don't think so.
You didn't watch Rebel Ridge, you son of a gun.
I have not watched Rebel Ridge. Did you watch the Mark Wahlberg movie?
I watched The Union. I watched which I'm going to talk about that later, about my feelings about The Union.
I am so sorry.
I am even more upset. I watched it in good faith, thinking that you were watching Rebel Ridge, and I was like, "Oh, I should watch this too."
I did have a moment where I could have hit play on Rebel Ridge, but something just told me not to. I don't know what it was. I'm sorry.
Oh, I am so upset with you right now. I have 3 reasons to be mad at you right now.
Tell me that The Union's feel good. Don't take it too seriously. A little fun, a little Halle Berry. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. It's not good. It's not great though.
Actually, there was a lot wrong with it that I couldn't pull apart.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, you knew that was my sweet spot. Like, I love J.K. Simmons. I'm probably gonna see Red One at some point because J.K. Simmons is Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it good by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a simp for the man, apparently.
I sincerely apologize.
Yeah, you freaking better. Anyway, we'll get to Add It To Your List, a game that we love to play, and I will express my feelings more, apparently, about our last episode. Guys, if you like what you are listening to here on May the Review Be With You, the best way you can support us is, of course, by liking and subscribing and hitting that bell so you can be notified on future videos. Before we move on into our game, we do like to go over real quick about what's happening in news media, and one of the news stories that came out from last week that people have been talking about online, and it feels like it's relevant given our name, May the Review Be With You, that Disney pulled a Star Wars movie from 2026. That's interesting. Nick, how are you feeling about that? I know you're a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, which do we know which one?
It was untitled. We don't know what it was. We do know that it had something to do with Rey. That Rey was going to be the featured protagonist of this movie. I'm not sure if it was a Rey solo film or a brand new trilogy. Unclear, but that was
pulled it.
Yeah, that was pulled. And Disney said that, she's their most valuable IP character from the franchise right now, so they're trying to be careful what they do with that.
Interesting. Star Wars is at a crossroads right now with Disney. Like, Andor 2 is coming out, which a lot of people are excited about. That's next year, I think. I thought it was. Yeah, that's right. I think they pushed that back too. I think it was originally supposed to be this year, but I think they moved it to next year.
Yeah, that and Skeleton Crew are coming out next year.
Yeah. So, but there's not a lot else there, and we don't have a date for the next big feature film either, right? Now that that's been pulled.
No, I think we do. I think there's a 2026 film. It would have been the first time that there would have been 2 Star Wars films in the same year.
Okay.
2026 still has a Mandalorian Grogu film coming out.
Got it. Okay.
Which I'm surprised they said that Rey was their most valuable IP character, because I feel like that is their most valuable piece of property right now.
Yeah, right now probably. I guess overall there's got to be some real big numbers for Rey, just from the movies, but yeah, it's so interesting what Star Wars is doing. Gonna be really interesting to see what they actually put in its place, if anything.
I don't hate it. What Disney decides to put in its place overall, yeah, I'd be interested, because I doubt it's gonna be Star Wars. So hear me out here. Maybe this is just the old man in me talking, but like, it feels like when a Star Wars movie was coming out, like that used to mean something. You know what I mean? Like it was exciting. Like when there was a new Star Wars movie coming out,
Yeah.
and now it just feels like there's a new Star Wars thing like every few months or so. Like,
Right. It's nice that there's been a break for sure.
Yeah. Which I mean, we enjoyed the Acolyte.
Yeah.
And that show's future is a bit tragic. But yeah, I wouldn't mind, like, you know, giving us some breather room on the Star Wars stuff. Like, I think it was The Force Awakens was the most it made, of all Star Wars films, it made the most money, right? And I'm guessing that's because of the anticipation between what was the film before that? Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
At that point, was it Revenge of the Sith?
No, I mean we had Rogue One and like.
Oh, that's right. Did Rogue One come out before? I don't remember.
Actually, you know what? That's a great question. Maybe it. I'm just thinking.
I don't think it did. I think it came out
chronologically,
after.
technically, but I was not.
Right.
I was thinking chronologically. I have no idea. Actually, it probably. You know what? It might have came. I think you're right.
I think it came out after.
It was after. So yeah, that might have been the gap. Revenge of the Sith to Force Awakens.
That's insane.
It is
That's
insane.
an insane
If that's
gap.
the truth, that is insane. We should probably know the answer to that. You brought us into this.
We should.
You brought us into this dilemma.
If you know and you're disappointed, feel free to let us know in the comments.
Yeah, thank you.
We have to move on. So somehow, every time we do an Add It to Your List episode, there is news from the DC Universe and Lanterns. We are not planning it that way. It just keeps happening. So two things out of Lanterns. They just assigned a new cast member, Porna Jagannathan. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. Star from a breakout star from Never Have I Ever. She's been added to the list. From what I understand, she's going to be a romantic character for one of our Lantern cops. And the reason why I'm bringing up this news at all is because we got a plot revelation.
Whoop, whoop.
Very, very minor as far as details go. But my intrigue in this show keeps building.
Okay.
So what we've learned is the plot is following two intergalactic cops drawn into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. Not where I thought the setting of this show was going to take place.
It's awesome. I love this plot reveal.
Yeah, I'm on board with this show, dude.
Basically, like, bring Captain Marvel to America in the first film and see what happens situation. It's great.
Right.
But also probably got to build up the monetary catalog of the DCU, so you can't really go to space first. It's too expensive.
Too expensive, for sure.
Too expensive.
Especially given their track record.
Oh.
And if we learned anything from the last live-action Green Lantern thing, CGI all the way with the Green Lantern franchise does not go well.
Yeah, but this is an awesome plot reveal. It's like True Detective, basically. So
right, exactly. It's True Detective. It's True Detective with superhero cops.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so in this.
This is gonna be I'm stoked.
Yeah, cannot wait. So yeah, we will continue to monitor for news for that. The more I hear, the more I am into this plot. So we mentioned Red One earlier, which is the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans Christmas action comedy movie. So it made $32 million in the box office over the weekend. The review score is 33%. Audience score is actually 90%.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's certified fresh, baby.
Well,
and you know what? My boy J.K. Simmons is in it.
Yep,
so how could it be bad?
Honestly, though, like I'm gonna watch it. I haven't seen it yet, of course. I'll watch it at some point. I love Christmas movies. Like even the bad ones, I'm like, let's go. It's a Christmas movie. Like it would have to really not be good for me to hate it. And so, like I remember last year, Apple TV had a Christmas movie come out with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. Spirited is the name of it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I actually enjoyed that film a lot. Very charming. It's like half a musical, really funny. I'm gonna watch that this year too. Like, I'm a Christmas movie.
Right? Isn't I think I mixed it up with something else. It's like a take on A Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually enjoyed that too. Like, I wouldn't say that it was a good movie, but I had a good time
Yeah,
with it.
it's a fun Christmas movie, and that's the great part
Yeah.
about Christmas movies. Is they don't have to be something other than that, and they're just supposed to be
Mm.
enjoyable. And that one's one of those. So I'm sure Red One with the cast, it's probably fun. And so the audience score for 90% doesn't surprise me, and I'll go see it at some point, I think.
I actually said the same thing to my partner, telling her that, yeah, I don't think that this movie is going to be like good at all, but it looks like it's super fun.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm hoping for. Just like a ridiculous like Christmas adventure. So we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pay money to go watch this, but I will watch this at some point in the future.
Nice.
The last thing I want to bring up here is a movie that also recently came out. A quick mini review on this, Heretic. If you are into horror thrillers at all, go watch this movie. This movie is awesome. It is Heretic is everything that Longlegs wanted to be. So if you saw Longlegs with Nicolas Cage earlier this year and you were disappointed, go see this movie instead. This movie is phenomenal. Hugh Grant is our villain, and he is so good at being so creepy. It's a great psychological thriller that focuses on religion and atheism, and it comes up with arguments for and against both. I loved this movie. It is fantastic. Go watch Heretic.
Nice. That's not for me, first of all. I'm not a horror type person, but really nice call out there. I think the last Hugh Grant movie I saw was Dungeons and Dragons, which we've reviewed on this podcast. So,
Oh, dude, right on. Hell yeah. Hugh Grant shout out.
Hugh Grant, baby.
I can't say that was the last Hugh Grant movie I saw. The last Hugh Grant movie I saw was Wonka, where he played the Oompa Loompa.
I forgot he played the Oompa Loompa. Never mind. Wonka was awesome. I loved that version of Wonka. That was really good.
So
Yeah.
Hugh Grant is awesome in Heretic, but I have to say, for the first like 10 minutes that like he's talking, I could not unsee the Oompa Loompa. I could not take him seriously for a while.
Wonka's
But
really
because
good.
he's so transformative, that went away very fast.
That Wonka was really good with Chalamet. I have to rewatch that.
I adore that movie.
That movie is fantastically done.
Yeah. Talk about a movie that like I came in with such low expectations with, and like left with just nothing but glowing positive reviews for. I love that movie.
I'd love to see him play Wonka again. That would be really cool. Anyway.
Yeah. Agreed. It is about that time where we add it to your list. So today we are talking about two shows, I believe. I believe yours is a show.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yep. We were talking about two different shows today, and on the last episode of Add It to Your List, we were pitching The Union and Rebel Ridge. And Nick, I'm feeling really betrayed. I really thought that you went to go see Rebel Ridge. Aaron Pierre is going to be the star of Lanterns, all right? My man, like you need to prioritize this on your list. It is so damn. I'm just going to repitch you Rebel Ridge. Screw what I was about to pitch. I'm going to repitch you Rebel Ridge.
I deserve that for not watching it yet.
You do. Because I saw The Union, and you know what? You were right. I shouldn't have added it to my list. It was a huge mistake. Jesus.
At least you now have a barometer for my pitches.
I do.
You were thinking of not doing it, and I talked you into it, and now you know that you should have went with your gut feeling. So use the force.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I should have, because like when you were pitching me Silo, I was like, yeah, this sounds awesome. Like I'm all about this. But like when you pitched The Union, I could see it in your eyes that like you weren't even really into it. You're like, oh yeah, it's something to put on when you do laundry. Like,
whoa! You were doing laundry when you fucking were watching Rebel Ridge. So
that is true, but I stopped.
There, sir.
I stopped doing laundry because of Rebel Ridge, though.
Okay, fine.
I started it with the laundry and then stopped doing laundry because I was so engaged.
This argument is insane, by the way. Right now, this is like totally ridiculous. I'm gonna start pitching. I'm gonna start pitching the thing that I came here to pitch you. Okay.
Fine. Pitch whatever your terrible show is. Probably.
Joe. Today, I am pitching you the Netflix TV series, season, because there's only one right now. Nobody Wants This, starring Kristen Bell and Adam Brody. Kristen Bell plays a sex podcaster She has a podcast with her sister. They talk about sex and boys and all this stupid stuff. And she meets a rabbi who is just getting out of a long-term relationship. And they fall in love. So Kristen Bell, a sex podcaster, blonde sex podcaster, not Jewish, agnostic, falls in love with a rabbi. Rabbi falls in love with the sex podcaster, not Jewish. And the story kind of unfolds from there. And we go through, it's 10 episodes on Netflix. They're like 20 minutes each. It's a rom-com. It's hilarious. The banter between Adam Brody's character and whose name is Noah and his brother on the show. Fantastic. Like super funny. It's the perfect like rom-com, quick episodes to put on with your partner or honestly even by yourself because it does have some really awesome humor. I think the writing for the most part from the comedic standpoint is really entertaining. Not perfect by any means. I mean, it is just like a kind of like a newer Netflix TV show, but yeah, pretty solid. What do you think?
So I'm not going to lie to you. Because of how upset I am with you regarding the union, I wanted to just shoot down whatever it was that you were going to say. But like inherently, like that's actually a decent premise.
It's hilarious.
It does sound
it's
like
a hilarious premise.
It sounds like like it entitles itself to like great hijinks. You said it was Kristen Bell and who?
Adam Brody.
Oh yeah, that's right, Adam Brody.
The guy from the OC is what he's best known for.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen him and I've seen him do comedy before. I can't remember in what, but like he is actually very funny.
Yeah, and he's like really dry, and he plays a rabbi, but he's got this like dry humor to him. And then like Kristen Bell's character is really, like more out there and I guess more emotional, if you will. But yeah, it's they have really good on screen chemistry too, which makes the show go.
Okay, all right, so this is the part of the game where I get to ask a couple questions to determine whether or not I truly actually want to put this on my list. How many episodes is it? You said it was one season.
Yeah, one season so far, 10 episodes, 25 minutes each.
It's a pretty easy commitment.
Yeah, easy commitment. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. But go ahead.
What would you say was what was like the most impactful moment from the show for you?
Impactful is a big word for a rom-com, but the scene
what sticks with you?
There's a scene that sticks out that I was like, I can't wait to tell Joe about this scene. So basically, it's within the first couple episodes as well. So just picture this: they're going out on a date, and she needs to pick up Kristen Bell's character. She needs to pick up a product because she has a guest on her podcast that is selling this specific product, and the product can only be found in a sex shop. So the rabbi and her take a detour on the way to their dinner and end up in a sex shop. So just picture a rabbi in the middle of a sex shop, and then picture that rabbi running into somebody who is the member of the board at his synagogue. In the sex shop. That's the scene. Hilarious.
Sounds incredibly uncomfortable.
Is this something that would happen in real life? I don't know. You'd have to ask a rabbi. I have no idea.
It's a good thing I know so many of those.
But it makes for good TV.
I'll be sure to ask my many rabbi friends. Here's the problem with this game, Nick. I have such an inherent curiosity about most media that it really, I mean, it's going to have to take another Union-esque pitch for me to just be like, absolutely not. I am going to add this to my list because it does sound like it's pretty funny. And like, you know what? I could probably fold laundry to it. Probably pretty easily.
Yeah, actually, you probably could. But it would be enjoyable in this moment.
Okay. All right, Nicholas. Since you loved the Union so much, I have a pitch for you.
Okay.
Coming off of the high seas, ABC's new network drama.
Oh God.
Dr. Odyssey, starring Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson. Don Johnson coming straight off the highs from Rebel Ridge. I'm just gonna keep finding ways to like interweave Rebel Ridge throughout this pitch. Dr. Odyssey is about a cruise ship, a medical team that works on a cruise ship, and every week they have a new batch of guests. There's a new theme every week, like plastic surgery week. There's the LGBTQ week, right? Like they've got all these like different things, right? The best way I can describe this show, Nick, is if you liked doctor shows from back in the day, which you're a Scrubs fan, I know that there's at least somewhat of an interest there for you. This show is House, but like if you could take like the sex meter and dial it up by like 3,000%, it's like 3,000% sexier House.
Okay.
It is a wild show. And I'm going to go ahead and just be straight up honest with you, Nick. This show's insane, and I don't think it is a very good show. But, oh my god, I cannot stop watching it. It is one of those shows where I'm like, I need to know what happens next. This show is out of its freaking mind, and sometimes dumb TV makes for really good TV, and that's what it is. Is it good? No, but it's good TV, and I think you know what I mean when I say that.
So it's House meets CSI Miami meets a train wreck.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like what's like an inherently like just like a ridiculously sexy show?
Baywatch.
I don't know, like a Gossip Girl or like what's the Stepford Wives or the Desperate Housewives? That's what it is. It's House with Desperate Housewives. Like that's what it is. Just very sexy.
Listen, but Desperate Housewives also was actually like a really good TV show. Like I
actually wouldn't know. I've never actually seen Desperate Housewives, but everyone who's a fan tells me that.
Might have to pitch you Desperate Housewives next time. Throwback. Actually, that'd be a great show for my partner and I to watch. I don't think she's ever seen it. Oh my goodness. I know exactly what we're going to do next.
Mistake.
Anyway, I mean, Jesus, they're on a cruise ship. How many possible medical emergencies that are different could there possibly be?
Oh, that's the thing. There are so many. And like somehow, and like this is like where the ridiculousness of the show comes in. Somehow their like tiny like medical bay like has everything they need. Everything. Like they have a CT scan machine. They have a CT scan machine on the cruise ship. Okay.
There's no way that's real in real life,
they do.
Right?
They have that.
Oh,
they have a surgical unit on the cruise ship. That's actually probably my favorite episode. I'll let you ask another question, though.
All right. Just straight up, tell me how good or bad or in the middle the acting overall is. Like, does Joshua Jackson like enjoyable to where it's watchable, or am I going to be pulling my hair out every 5 minutes because they're?
That's a great question. That's actually the one thing I would say is not bad about this show. The acting's actually really good. All the actors, I'm not going to say like what they're doing is incredibly challenging, right? But they are, everyone there is very clearly bringing their A game. Like they're there to be actors, right? They're taking it very seriously. Don Johnson, always just like a pleasure. He's probably the most endearing character of the show. His character's great. He's the captain of the ship. And like he's like a captain that like takes captaining like very, very seriously, right? Like that's he's a spirit of the ocean, right? Like that's who he is. He's probably my favorite character.
All right.
He's also a tragic character, so you're like, oh, this guy. Oh.
I've got no more questions for you, and I'm ready to make a decision.
Well, before you do, I'm going to tell you about my favorite part. So because you need to know about this. Okay, so there's an episode where the nursing practitioner, I can't remember. I think like her spleen is gonna rupture or something. I think that's what's going on, and they need to like give her emergency surgery. But here's the thing: they've accidentally have sailed into a hurricane, and they're like,
Oh
"Oh
my
my
God.
God, how did we do this?
Oh my
This is
God.
crazy."
Yeah, the
right?
captain that takes his job really seriously just accidentally
Dude, yeah,
sails into a
he's so
hurricane.
embarrassed. He's so embarrassed when it happens. Um, so they're in a hurricane and they're like, "All right, we're in the eye of the storm right now," and they're like, "We have to go to surgery. How long can we stay in the eye of the storm?" And Captain's like, "There's no time. But don't worry, I know maneuvers." And like he's pulling off all these crazy maneuvers in the giant cruise ship. And there's a moment where they're doing surgery standing sideways on the freaking
Oh
wall.
my God. No.
I'm not making this
No.
up.
This is
No,
not
I'm
going
not
on my list. I'm not doing it. I refuse to add this to my list. I am never going to watch this show. This is horrendous. This is going to
Nick,
get canceled.
I need you to
They're
watch this
canceling.
show.
No, they're canceling this after this season. There's no way.
I'm
No.
hitting the button that
No.
makes you put this on your list because
No.
somebody else has to watch this with
I
me.
am not doing it. I refuse. I will not put myself through this. This is painful.
It's the most insane television I've seen in so long.
Out. I'm out. I'm out.
Ugh.
I'm out. I'm out.
Well, that's our first rejection.
That's the first rejection.
That's our first rejection. I can't believe you did Don Johnson like that. That's
Twice.
so rude. You did not reject Rebel Ridge.
But I haven't watched it yet. So technically.
What are you doing? Go watch Rebel Ridge. Here's my real pitch. Watch Rebel Ridge. It's a fantastic movie.
I will at some point hit play. I don't know if it's going to be before the Green Lantern comes out, but we'll try.
It is probably my favorite movie I've seen in 2024. I'm just
That
putting
is
that out
such
there.
a lie. Now you're just
It is a
lying to
lie.
everybody.
It is a lie.
Ugh.
But I would put it easily on my top 10. Like easy top 10. Easy.
What's right behind it? Madam Web?
that's at the bottom 10. That's at the bottom 10. But no, seriously, it is a fantastic movie. Go watch it. That's our added to your list. We have our first rejection. I am adding nobody wants this. I want it, apparently. I'm putting that on my list. Nick has one less show he has to put on his list. Good for you. If either of these shows have appealed to you, you're putting them on your list, or they already were, or you're already watching, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And as far as keeping up with what we're watching, if you want to find out about, what we're talking about as movies are coming out or shows are coming out, Nick, what's the best way that people can keep in touch with what we're talking about?
Sure. So we are on Threads at May the Review Be With You. Same handle on Instagram at May the Review Be With You. Of course, you can follow us here on YouTube. Go ahead and hit subscribe. We're wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on there as well. Joe, do you want to give a little hint at what's next?
Yeah, we got something really great cooking up for y'all. A countdown list for the holidays, just in time for all the movie marathoning that you'll probably be doing. And maybe you'll get really mad at our list, or you'll agree with it. Either way, we love to hear from you. So we're looking forward to that. But until then, may the review be with you.
Peace.